As the sun sets and night begins to cover the earth, our minds often become restless. Thoughts of the day, the mistakes we made, the conversations we had, and the worries of tomorrow all seem louder in the quiet of the night. Sometimes it feels as though the weight of the world is on your shoulders. But before you close your eyes tonight, I want to tell you something that can change the way you sleep, and even the way you wake up tomorrow. There are 4 things you should say every night before sleep. These simple words will bring peace to your heart, strength to your soul, and calmness to your mind. The first thing is this: thank you, Lord. Gratitude is a key that unlocks joy even in the darkest moments. No matter how hard today was, there is always something to be thankful for. You may not have everything you want, but you have more than you think. The breath in your lungs, the roof over your head, the people who care about you, these are blessings. When you whisper, "Thank you," you are not only acknowledging God's goodness, but you are also shifting your focus away from your problems and onto His faithfulness. Gratitude changes the atmosphere of your heart. It reminds you that you are not abandoned, that every good thing you have is a gift. And when you thank Him for what He has done, you also build faith for what He will do tomorrow. The second thing you should say is, "Forgive me." Every single day we make mistakes. We say things we shouldn't say, we act in ways we regret, we think thoughts we wish we could erase, and if we are not careful, we go to bed carrying the weight of those mistakes. That weight turns into guilt, and guilt robs us of peace. But forgiveness sets you free. When you say, "Forgive me," you are not just admitting you fell short. You are opening the door to grace. You are allowing God to wipe your slate clean so that when you wake up tomorrow, you don't wake up with shame. You wake up renewed, refreshed, and ready to live with hope. Forgiveness is not about ignoring the wrong, it's about releasing the burden. Don't carry yesterday's failures into tomorrow. Let them go tonight. The third thing to say is, "I trust you." Tomorrow is uncertain. None of us knows what the next day will bring. Maybe you are worried about a doctor's report. Maybe you have bills stacking up and you don't know how you'll pay them. Maybe you are anxious about your children, your job, your future. And if you go to bed carrying that fear, it will drain your strength. But when you whisper, "I trust you," something changes. You are putting every unknown, every fear, and every unanswered question into God's hand. Trust doesn't mean you have all the answers. It means you believe the one who does. When you choose trust over worry, peace takes the place of fear. Storms may not disappear overnight, but your heart will be anchored in something stronger than the storm. And finally, the fourth thing you should say before you sleep is, "Protect my loved ones." We live in a world that can feel uncertain and dangerous at times. We can't be everywhere. We can't watch over the people we love every moment of the day. But God can. When you pray for your family, your friends, and those you care about, you are placing them in the safest hands. You are saying, "Lord, I can't be there, but you can. I can't protect them from everything, but you can." That simple prayer not only covers them with God's presence, but also gives you peace, knowing they are cared for. These 4 things may seem small, but they carry great power. They change the way you end your day, and they prepare you for a better tomorrow. When you say, "Thank you," you fill your heart with gratitude. When you say, "Forgive me," you lay down the burden of guilt. When you say, "I trust you," you release your fears into God's hands, and when you say, "Protect my loved ones," you surround the people you care about with His care. So tonight, before you close your eyes, take a moment. Don't rush. Whisper these words from your heart. And as you do, feel the weight of worry lift. Feel the peace of God settle over you, and know this: when you wake up tomorrow, you will rise stronger, lighter, and ready for the day ahead. Peace begins with the words you speak tonight. Every single day of our lives, we face moments where we fall short. It might be a harsh word spoken in anger, a thought we should never have entertained, or a choice we regret deeply. We live in a broken world, and none of us are perfect. That is why, before you close your eyes each night, there is one powerful practice that can transform your heart, your peace, and your future: seeking forgiveness daily. Forgiveness is not a sign of weakness, it is an act of strength and humility. When you come before God and say, "Forgive me," you are admitting that you cannot carry the weight of your failures alone. You are acknowledging that you need cleansing, that you need grace, and that you need a fresh start. No matter how many times you have fallen, no matter how deep the mistake, forgiveness is available. It is the gift that can wash away the stains of the day and make you new again. Why is seeking forgiveness so important? Because guilt is a heavy chain. It may not always be visible to others, but it drags you down. You feel it in your thoughts. You feel it when you try to sleep, and your mind replays the things you wish you had never done. Guilt whispers, "You're not good enough, you've gone too far, you can't change." And if you let those lies grow, they will steal your joy and your peace. But when you seek forgiveness, those chains are broken. You lay your burdens down, and in exchange you receive peace that this world cannot give. Maybe today you spoke harshly to someone you love. Maybe you lost your temper with your children. Maybe you carried bitterness in your heart toward a friend. Or maybe you have been walking a path far away from God, making choices that you know dishonor Him. Whatever it is, don't carry that weight into tomorrow. Don't let the sun go down on anger, regret, or sin. Come before God honestly, just as you are, and say, "Forgive me." Those two words can unlock a flood of grace and mercy. You see, forgiveness is not something you earn. You can't work hard enough to deserve it. You can't make enough promises to buy it. Forgiveness is a gift freely given to those who ask with a sincere heart. And when you receive it, something incredible happens. Your heart becomes light. Your conscience becomes clear. Your soul breathes again. You wake up with a new sense of hope because yesterday's mistakes no longer define you. Seeking forgiveness daily is not just about removing guilt. It's about building a relationship with God that is real and honest. When you confess your wrongs to Him, you are saying, "I trust you with my failures. I believe your grace is greater than my sin." That kind of trust changes everything. It humbles you, it shapes your character, and it draws you closer to the one who loves you the most. And let me tell you this: when you experience forgiveness, it will make you more forgiving toward others. How can we hold grudges when we have been forgiven so much? How can we refuse grace to others when grace has been poured out on us? If you seek forgiveness daily, your heart will soften, your relationships will heal, your words will become kinder because you know what it feels like to be restored. Tonight, before you lay your head on the pillow, take a moment to look back on your day. Don't ignore the wrongs, don't excuse them, be honest. Speak to God from your heart. "Lord, I failed today. I fell short. I said things I shouldn't have said. I thought things I shouldn't have thought. But I'm coming to you because I know your mercy is greater than my mistakes. Forgive me." And believe that He hears you. Believe that His grace is enough for you. Believe that tomorrow is a brand new day filled with new chances. When you seek forgiveness daily, you will not live trapped in shame. You will live free. You will live with peace. And you will discover that no matter how many times you fall, there is always a hand reaching out to lift you back up. That is the power of forgiveness, and it is available to you right now. Don't wait. Ask, receive, and rest tonight in the freedom that only God can give. The day is over, and as the night settles in, you find yourself lying in bed, your mind racing with thoughts. You replay the conversations, the mistakes, the worries, and the uncertainties that tomorrow might bring. In the quiet of the night, when everything else is still, fear often speaks the loudest. It whispers, "What if things don't work out? What if tomorrow brings bad news? What if you fail again? Fear loves the darkness because it knows that when your thoughts are unguarded, it can fill your mind with doubt. But tonight, you don't have to surrender to fear. You can choose something greater. You can choose to trust. Trust is more than a word. It's an anchor for your soul. When you say, "I trust you," you are declaring that no matter what happens, you are not in this alone. You are placing the weight of your burdens into hands stronger than yours. You are saying, "I don't have to control everything because I know the one who does." That's the power of trust. It shifts the load from your shoulders to the one who can carry it all without strain. Every day brings its share of problems. There are bills to pay, relationships to mend, decisions to make, and obstacles that feel impossible to overcome. And if you try to hold it all in your own strength, fear will crush you. Fear will tell you that you are not enough, that you will fail, that the future is too uncertain to hope for. But when you choose trust, you are silencing the voice of fear. You are saying, "Even if I can't see the way, I know there is a way. Even if I don't know what tomorrow holds, I know who holds tomorrow." That kind of trust will bring you peace tonight. There was once a man who spent sleepless nights worrying about his future. His business was failing, his family was falling apart, and his health was fragile. Every night he would lay in bed staring at the ceiling, his heart pounding with fear. One night, completely exhausted, he prayed a simple prayer: "God, I can't do this anymore. I trust you." That night, for the first time in months, he slept in peace. Did all his problems disappear overnight? No, but something changed in his heart. Trust replaced fear, and that gave him the strength to face the challenges with hope. In time, his situation improved, not because he worried more, but because he trusted more. Trust doesn't mean that the storm disappears instantly. Trust means that even in the storm, you know the anchor will hold. It means you refuse to let fear dictate your thoughts and decisions. Tonight, before you close your eyes, whisper those three powerful words: "I trust you." Say it when you think about your family, your health, your finances, your dreams, and your future. Speak it out loud if you have to. Remind yourself that trust is stronger than fear. Fear thrives on uncertainty, but trust thrives on faith. Fear will always give you a list of what could go wrong, but trust reminds you of all the times things turned out right, even when you thought they wouldn't. Trust is not blind optimism. It's confidence in the one who has never failed you. You've been through storms before and you made it through. You faced problems before and somehow a solution came. That's not an accident, that's grace. If he brought you this far, he's not going to leave you now. So tonight, as you lay down, let go of the need to control everything. You were never meant to carry the whole world on your shoulders. You were meant to live in peace, even in the middle of chaos, because trust is greater than fear. Fear will keep you up all night, but trust will let you sleep. Fear will drain your strength, but trust will renew it. Fear will make you doubt, but trust will make you hope. Whisper it now: "I trust you." Let those words sink deep into your heart. Release the worry, release the anxiety, and rest in the assurance that everything is under control. Not yours, but his. And when the morning comes, you'll wake up not with dread, but with confidence. Because trust is the bridge that carries you from the darkness of fear to the light of peace. As the day comes to an end and the night draws near, many people lie in bed with their hearts heavy and minds restless. They think about the struggles of the day and the uncertainties of tomorrow. But before you close your eyes and let sleep take over, there is something powerful you can do, something that brings peace to your soul and protection to the ones you love. It is as simple as lifting them up in prayer. There is something sacred about the stillness of night. The world becomes quiet, the noise fades, and it's just you and God. In that quiet moment, remember the people who matter most, your family, your friends, those you hold close in your heart. You cannot be with them every moment. You cannot protect them from every danger. You cannot shield them from every storm, but there is one who can. And that is why before you sleep, you should say these words, Lord, protect my loved ones. When you pray for those you love, you are doing more than speaking words. You are releasing them into the safest hands in the universe. You are saying, God, I trust you with what I cannot control. And let me tell you, there is great peace in surrender. So often we carry the weight of worry because we think everything depends on us. We try to fix every problem, solve every issue, and guard every person we care about. But life has a way of reminding us that we are limited. We are human, we can't be everywhere, we can't see everything, and that is why prayer is not just a good idea, it is a necessity. When you ask God to watch over your loved ones, something beautiful happens. You let go of fear. Because fear thrives on the illusion of control. The enemy whispers, what if something happens to them? What if you're not there to help? What if tomorrow brings bad news? But prayer silences those lies and fills your heart with confidence that God is bigger than every what if. Prayer says, I can't, but He can. Think about it. When you place your loved ones into God's care, you are entrusting them to the one who created them, the one who loves them even more than you do. And that love never sleeps. While you are resting, He is working. While your eyes are closed, His eyes are watching. The Bible says that God neither slumbers nor sleeps. That means while you sleep peacefully, His hands are stretched out over the ones you prayed for. Maybe you are a parent worried about your children. You think about the choices they're making, the people they're around, the dangers in this world. Before you let worry steal your sleep, speak their names in prayer. Say, Lord, protect them, surround them with good influences, keep them safe from harm, guard their hearts and minds. Maybe you're thinking about your spouse who's carrying a heavy burden or a friend going through a hard time. Lift them up. Ask God to strengthen them, guide them, and give them peace. You might say, does prayer really make a difference? Yes, it does. Prayer moves the heart of God. It may not always change circumstances immediately, but it changes the atmosphere of your soul. It replaces fear with faith, anxiety with assurance, and doubt with hope. When you finish your day by praying for your loved ones, you close your eyes knowing they are in the hands of someone greater than you. And there is something else. When you make this a habit, it changes you. It softens your heart. It reminds you that life is not about control, it's about trust. It deepens your love for the people in your life because you are investing in them spiritually, not just emotionally or physically. It draws you closer to God because you realize your dependence on Him. And that is where real peace begins. So tonight, before you go to sleep, take a few moments to whisper this prayer. Lord, protect the people I love. Watch over them through the night. Keep them safe from harm. Give them peace and guide them in the way they should go. It doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be perfect, just sincere, because God listens to the prayers of a sincere heart. When you do this, you will find that your pillow feels softer, your mind feels calmer, and your heart feels lighter. You will rest knowing that the ones you love are not alone. They are in the care of a faithful God who never fails. So make this your nightly routine. Say it tonight, say it tomorrow, and keep saying it every day. And as you do, watch how peace begins to fill your life, not just for you, but for those you love. As the sun sets and the world grows quiet, your day comes to an end. Some nights you go to bed weary, carrying burdens too heavy to bear. Your mind is crowded with thoughts, things you said, things you didn't say, plans that failed, fears about tomorrow. You lie down, but you don't feel at rest. Your heart still runs a race, and your soul longs for peace. My friend, before you close your eyes tonight, there are words that can transform your night, and shape your tomorrow. 4 simple phrases, spoken with faith, can take the weight off your shoulders and replace fear with peace. The first thing you should say is, "Thank you, Lord." Gratitude is powerful. It lifts your spirit from the valley of worry to the mountaintop of praise. No matter how hard today was, you can still find a reason to give thanks. You're alive, you're breathing. You had enough strength to make it through this day. Thank Him for the smallest blessings, a warm meal, a conversation, a safe journey, even the challenges that made you stronger. When you thank God, you acknowledge that every good thing in your life is a gift. Gratitude changes the atmosphere of your soul. It reminds you that even in your struggles there is grace. So before sleep steals your thoughts, whisper, "Thank you," not just for what He has done, but for what He is yet to do. The second phrase to say is, "Forgive me." Every day, whether we realize it or not, we fall short. We speak words we regret. We think thoughts that do not honor Him. We act in ways that do not reflect love. Guilt is heavy, and when you carry it into the night, it steals your peace. That's why you need to pause and say, "Forgive me," not as a ritual, but as a sincere cry from your heart. Forgiveness is freedom. It washes the stains of the day away so you can rest without shame. When you ask for forgiveness, you are saying, "I'm not perfect, but I know the one who is, and I trust Him to cleanse me." You don't have to sleep with the weight of yesterday pressing on your chest. Lay it down tonight. Let grace cover you. Tomorrow is a new day, and you don't have to carry yesterday into it. The third phrase is, "I trust you." This one may be the hardest, because trust means letting go. Trust means you stop trying to control everything. Tonight, when you lie in bed, the problems won't magically disappear. The bills might still be on the table. The diagnosis might still be in the folder. The storm might still rage outside, but trust is the anchor that holds you steady when the winds blow. Saying, "I trust you," is not blind hope. It's confidence that there is a plan greater than your pain, that the God who kept you today will keep you tomorrow. Trust silences fear. Trust says, "Even if I don't know what's coming, I know who holds the future." And when that trust fills your heart, you can close your eyes without anxiety, because your life is in stronger hands than yours. The fourth and final phrase is, "Protect my loved ones." You can't be everywhere. You can't guard every door or watch every road. But the one who neither sleeps nor slumbers can. Before you drift into dreams, speak the names of those you love. Pray for their safety, their health, their peace. Ask God to watch over them in the night and guide them in the day. When you commit your family and friends into His hands, you exchange worry for peace. Because you know they are covered, you may not control what happens tomorrow, but you can rest knowing the one who does is faithful. These 4 phrases, "Thank you," "Forgive me," "I trust you," and "Protect my loved ones," may seem simple, but they carry eternal weight. They quiet the noise in your mind and bring your soul into alignment with God's heart. Say them with sincerity, and you will find that fear loses its grip, anxiety fades, and peace flows like a river. Tonight, before you sleep, speak these words, and when the morning light breaks through your window, you'll rise renewed, strengthened, and ready to face a brand new day, not in your own strength, but in His.